Hello, this is BJ from Hearns Hobbies, and I'm going to do an open box review of the Copstate Models Romfel armoured car. Now, the Romfel is quite an interesting looking car. Now, I'm building one at the moment, and you can follow along as I build it as well, but I thought it would just show you what all the bits inside look like. Now, they come with this really well boxed cardboard, so they never get damaged. Now, these fly all the way from Latvia, and we've never ever had anything with any broken bits in it. Now, let's go through the parts inside. Now, this part here, there's actually 2 sheets inside. This comes with all the wheels. So these had armored wheels, and you've got parts for the engine. So the cylinders here with this one is a bit of armored plate, and you've got the leaf springs. And there's individual little latches here for the doors and other hatches. So that's that part there. And then over here, got a few larger bits. So this is the armor for underneath the engine. You've got some more leaf springs here. These are leaf springs for the rear. You've got the radiator. These are doors for the side, the hatch, sides of the engines. There's the top of the engine here, the seat, and the ring for the turret, the headlights of course, and the searchlight. Then we have a few bigger bits. So this is the internals of the car. So that's a floor. You've got the rear panels here, which have got that interesting curve to them. There's armor here for the gearbox, the machine gun, which comes in halves, panels for the viewing ports for the driver and the observer. The side armor panels. This is the armor panel for the chain drive along the side. That's the coolant tube. You've got some controls here for the inside, the fan belt, exhaust. Now, all the bits are really finely molded, and they fit really well. So that one there. And then this is the large sprue with all the obvious big panels. These are the sides, obviously. Then you've got the roof. This is the engine hood, radiator, top of the cupola, rear of the top of the ceiling and roof. And then that is the engine mounted onto the frame itself. It's really good. Particular attention has been put into the chain drives. They're really finely detailed. So that there, and then there's a small piece here which comes with all the clear bits for the lenses. So you've got 2 for the headlights, and there's 1 for the searchlight. Now, one of the great things about Copstate Models is all their manuals come in this really beautifully bound and thick card printing. I mean, it looks like a piece of vintage document. And then you go from each page. So it starts with quite a detailed look on the history of the Romfel. So the Romfel was only 1 or 2 ever made, and it was quite useful, but unfortunately there's not a lot of information about it. So a lot of the research in here is really helpful. So you've got technical drawings, you've got the history, and then there's a few really rare photographs of the actual vehicle as well. And then you get into description of all your parts so you can recognize them easily. And then you start off with fitting the engine together onto the main frame, putting together all the armored panels. So you have the interior that you put together, then the sides, and then obviously the rest of it to all line up. There's the radiator grille, searchlight, engine hood. And then again, it's the underside. You've got the suspension, the springs, the armor plating for the transmission. Get into the wheels, the chain armored covers. And then there's a tow hook. And then you do the cupola, which comes with a machine gun. And that's mounted inside. And then you can either build the doors open or closed, because there's the interior detail. It's a bit of a shame to build them all closed. So the one I'm building is going to have all the doors open. You're finishing off with the headlights. And then the finishing of the actual car. So the prototype actually had all the Austro-Hungarian stars painted on it, but obviously when they went to fight in the field, it would be too easy to see, so they covered them all up in this version here. But I'm going to do the colourful version because it's more interesting. So that's the manual. At the end, to top it all off, you've got the decals. And so the decals are really well printed, nice and thin. These have been printed by Cartograph of Italy, which is very famous for their decals. And that touches that off really nicely. So that's it. That's my inbox review of the Copper State Models Romfel armoured car. Thanks for watching.